Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is September 3rd, 2023, and the latest statistics from the summer transfer market indicate that Barcelona is one of the most cost-effective teams currently in La Liga. Also, I have all the details of that insane and crazy contract that Barcelona have handed to Joao Felix. And finally, Barcelona's latest signing, Vitor Roque, cannot stop scoring in the Brazilian league. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the bet us. Both links are down below in the description. Now, begin with the news that Barcelona defeated Osasuna today 1-2 with goals of Jules Koundé and Robert Lewandowski in what was the fourth fixture of this 2023-2024 La Liga season, and what also was the 100th appearance of the Barcelona youngster Gavi. Now, during this match, we saw the debut of both Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo, two players that Barcelona were able to sign during the final moments of the summer transfer market. Now, I did a post-live match analysis live stream right after the match ended, so if you do want to hear all my thoughts and opinions about what happened exactly in the match, make sure you check out that live stream that was posted earlier today. Now, Barcelona struggled in their match against Osasuna, especially in generating attack, and Xavi Hernandez admitted this in his post-match interview when he said, "We lacked game, patience, and generating more in attack. We had to roll up our sleeves. We suffered, but we earned it. It's always very difficult at El Sadar. I am pleased with the team's attitude. They are very intense and direct team. They defended well inside, and we missed the one-on-one skills of Lamine and Balde. When we had possession, we lacked more creativity in the attack. But in the stadium, it's tough for everyone." So Xavi Hernandez admitting to the team's shortcomings during the match, which I think is very good for a coach, because whether you hate or love Xavi Hernandez, it's very important for coaches to be honest with their assessment and honest with what happened during the match, because if they're not, then the team will never be able to learn from their mistakes. Now, Xavi Hernandez also spoke about the debut of both Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix when he said, "I like the attitude of both of them, how they helped in all the substitutions that came in. They can contribute a lot, but I would highlight the attitude they brought to the team." Now, needless to say, the debuts of Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix were uneventful because after all, both players just arrived in Barcelona and they have only trained with their teammates one time, which was on Saturday. But I have no doubt that both players will contribute massively to the team as the season goes by and as both players adjust to their new team and their new teammates. Now, the team will be off for the FIFA international break, as many of the players will be called up or have been called up to their international squads for international duty. And the next Barcelona match is not going to be until September 16th, when Barcelona will face off against Abde's Real Betis. Now, on to the news that Matteo Alemany has now officially left his post as the football director of FC Barcelona, because as you might recall, Joan Laporta and the board of directors agreed that Deco will become the new sporting director of Barcelona, and as such, Matteo Alemany was gonna be relieved of his duties. However, all parties agreed that Matteo Alemany would stay in his post until the end of the summer transfer market in order to finalize all of the operations of the club. Well, now that Matteo Alemany is no longer the football director of FC Barcelona, the Mundo Deportivo reporter Ferran Martinez has done a really nice summary of all the accomplishment of Matteo Alemany these past almost 3 years. And I have to say that the numbers are very impressive. Now, in 3 years, Matteo Alemany has overseen 82 operations that include 22 signings and 60 exits for a 25 million net investment on behalf of the club. So this means if you subtract all the money that the club made from the money that the club spent on signings, Barcelona ended up spending 25 million euros net over these past 3 years, or over these past 82 operations. Now in total, the club spent 246.4 million euros, and they gained 220.65 million euros from their exits, which again brings the balance to a 25.75 million euro investment. And now Ferran Martinez has also done a really cool table that shows all the signings that Matteo Alemany has done, starting with this past summer transfer market with players like Gundogan, Inigo Martinez, Romeo, Cancelo, Joao Felix, Vitor Roque, and also the past summer transfer market with players such as Rafinha, Koundé, Lewandowski, Pablo Torre, Frank Kessie, Christensen, Bellerin, and Marcos Alonso. And of course, the 2021-2022 winter transfer market, where Matteo Alemany and Barcelona signed Ferran Torres, Memphis Depay, Eric Garcia, Kun Agüero, Aubameyang, Adama, Luke de Jong, and Dani Alves. Now, amongst the 60 players that Matteo Alemany helped Barcelona offload, there are some pretty interesting names such as Emerson Royal, Junior Firpo, Griezmann, Trincao, Juan Miranda, Mateus, Miralem Pjanic, Coutinho, Collado. Pretty much players who Barcelona did not count on, and not only did Barcelona not count on, but Barcelona was spending huge amounts of money on their salaries. So of course, this is a great accomplishment by Matteo Alemany, who was able to do this huge cleanup all across the board, offloading 60 players that the club did not count on, and that the club were spending huge amounts of money on their salaries. Now, speaking of the great work that Matteo Alemany has conducted at Barcelona, this brings me to our next news segment, which is that looking at the statistics of the previous summer transfer market, Barcelona is one of the most cost-effective teams currently in La Liga. Now, prior to the arrival of Joan Laporta and his board of directors, the previous presidents of Bartomeu and Sandro Rosé saw the biggest expenditure of FC Barcelona, with the club spending hundreds of millions of euros on transfer fee, highly inflated salaries and bonuses. And as a result, we saw Barcelona enter one of its worst, if not its worst, financial period, with the club coming very close to the verge of bankruptcy. Now, with the arrival of Joan Laporta, Matteo Alemany, and the other board of directors of FC Barcelona, the club have been able to completely change course by using financial acumen in order to navigate this complex world of transfer market and attracting very high and top world-class players, while at the same time keeping the cost very low, and in many occasions even keeping the cost at zero with the signing of free agents such as Ilkay Gundogan. Now, looking at this past summer transfer market, you could see that Barcelona was the second lowest team as far as expenditures, with the number one team being Real Madrid, who spent 130 million euros on signings and made 7 million euros on exits or transfers, netting them negative 122.5 million euro balance. Now in second place is Almeria, who spent 52 million euros. Atletico Madrid in third place with 33.7 million euros, followed by Sevilla, Celta Vigo, and if you look all the way down, you see FC Barcelona in the position number 19, having spent 3.4 million euros but made 105.4 million euros on exits, which nets them a positive balance of 102 million euros, only above Athletic Club de Bilbao, who did not have any movements this summer transfer market, and therefore they spent 0 euros. Now, this is of course absolutely remarkable and a huge testament to the amazing work that Joan Laporta, Alemany, Deco, and the other board of director members have done, because Barcelona have completely turned around their situation, where they're still attracting world-class players while keeping the cost very, very low, and in certain occasions even free. Now, another testament to the amazing work being done by Alemany, Laporta, Deco, and the other board of director members is this next segment of news, which is the insane contract that Barcelona have been able to negotiate with Joao Felix. Now, as you recall, Barcelona signed Joao Felix during the final moments of the summer transfer market on a one-season loan with no option or obligation to buy. And prior to his departure from Atletico de Madrid, Joao Felix negotiated a contract extension, extending his contract from 2027 till 2029 in order to restructure his salary and make this operation possible because Barcelona are still having a lot of problems with their financial fair play rules. Well, now we have details of how much Barcelona will pay Joao Felix. And hold on to your seats for this because Barcelona will only pay Joao Felix 400,000 euros for this upcoming season. Yes, you heard that right. Barcelona will only pay 400,000 euros to one of the best players currently in the world, Joao Felix, who previously was earning 16 million euros at Atletico de Madrid. And that just goes to show the amazing work that Barcelona have been doing in these transfer markets, where again, they're still attracting world-class players while keeping the cost very, very low. Now, Deco admitted that at a certain point during the summer transfer market, Barcelona had ruled out the signing of Joao Felix and considered that it was not going to be possible because the player does have a 60 million euro salary at Atletico Madrid. And of course, Atletico Madrid were looking for a high transfer fee of the Portuguese midfielder. But Barcelona decided to deploy Deco Alemany, and with the help of Jorge Mendes, they developed a tactic in order to convince the Madrid-based club that Barcelona were their solution to the big problem that they had at hand. And as such, that's exactly what happened because Atletico Madrid ended up getting desperate to offload Joao Felix, and they ended up giving the player to Barcelona on a free loan because Barcelona will not be paying any loan fee. Now, in this deal, Atletico Madrid agreed to pay the salary of the player for these past 2 months, so they will be paying Joao Felix 1.5 million euros, while Barcelona will be paying him 400,000 euros for the remainder of the season, which is around the same salary that Sergio Roberto is currently receiving. Now, speaking of players arriving in Barcelona, Barcelona's most recent signing, Vitor Roque, cannot stop scoring in Brazil. Now, most recently, Vitor Roque scored the equalizer in that match between Atlético Paranaense and Atlético Mineiro that ended 1-1, and this brings the player's tally to 20 goals in all competitions so far this season, where he has scored 11 of those 20 goals in the Brazilian league, and he has scored 3 goals in the last 3 matches. Now, these are amazing numbers for the 18-year-old who continues to score match after match, not just for Atlético Paranaense, but also for the Brazilian squad. And I must say that I cannot wait for Vitor Roque to arrive in Barcelona because I have no doubt that he will continue his scoring tally at the Catalan club. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.